Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Williard Baseball Stadium on the campus of High Point University. We have a great night for baseball here today. Sun's dipping down in the sky, 63 degrees here at the start of the game, and it is going to be a beautiful evening for baseball. The Panthers will battle the NC State Wolfpack for the third time. You were here with us when they beat them 13-10 just a few weeks ago. And just over this past week on Monday night, the Panthers were dished quite an L down at the USA Baseball Complex. It was not a pretty game, but they are battling for the series win here as number 27, Yanni Fotopoulos, takes the mound. That's the pronunciation I've been given. I hope it's correct, and we're going to roll with it. So we're getting ready for first pitch here, as the freshman lefty, who has been one of the best arms of High Point's pitching staff this spring, has certainly made an impression, will face off against number 2, Burke Lancaster, the left fielder for NC State today, and a lefty. This NC State lineup's definitely memorable. Last time they batted 3 lefties in a row at the top of the order. And we'll see if it's a similar setup tonight with the lefty pitcher on the mound. So we'll get things started here in the top of the first, as there seems to be a delay of some kind. Everyone's really just looking around. And here we go. So we're ready for the first pitch of the game here at 7:35. And that one's a fastball looking for the low and away corner, won't get it. So we'll see what Giannis can do against his first batter of the game, as that fastball will find the spot, and he'll get back even 1-1. It wasn't the season a lot of the Panthers had hoped for this year. 6-10 in conference play, 9-10 overall, as they're looking to clinch a W here and get to that 10-10 season. As that breaker runs high and tight and nails Lancaster, he'll go down to first. And that's not the start you want to see. But maybe the Panthers can roll one up here and get through this first inning clean. So it's been a struggle with this team's first appearance in Division I of club baseball. Certainly some high expectations, but altogether, you can't complain. Got some big wins in conference and are getting adjusted to the competition level building for next year. As the 0-0 pitch to the 2-hole will be a strike to number 9, Michael Weaver, playing shortstop for NC State today. And he'll be behind 0-1, another lefty. It looks like that lefty trio again coming up for the Wolfpack here at the top of their lineup. As we'll see the 0-1 pitch, and that's a pick move over to first. Nothing doing, back easily is Lancaster. But no doubt wanting to keep him close and give catcher Dominic Aquino a chance to throw him out if he runs. Here's the 0-1, and high and tight. Doesn't get the call, so we'll go to 1-1. And we'll see if Giannis can get back ahead. And there's the runner. Curveball misses inside. Throw down to second. Not in time. He'll slide in head first ahead of the throw as Lancaster steals a bag. And the Wolfpack have a runner in scoring position and a 2-1 count to their 2-hole hitter, Michael Weaver. It's a bit of an interesting lineup for the Panthers here today. Matt Healy, who's usually seen in the outfield, is in at second base. And freshman Luke O'Connor is holding it down at third. And right field is occupied by fifth-year senior Griff Strain. Hasn't seen much time out there as the runner breaks for third. The throw from Aquino is ahead of him, and the tag is late. Another good slide, a slightly late cover from O'Connor. And the throw got there ahead of him. But an awkward tag play won't get the out. And that fastball missed away, so it'll be a 3-1 count to Michael Weaver with a big RBI opportunity after Lancaster steals 2 bags on the freshman lefty. So here comes the 3-1, and that one shot to second base. It's going to be gloved on the backhand by Healy. He'll go to first, and the Panthers have an out as the run scores. Good play there by Healy. That ball was hit up the middle, and he did a good job to get over there and backhand it, not his natural position, and get the out at 1. So NC State will strike first as they put up a run in the top of this first inning. And their 3-hole hitter, Alec Creech, who's also the pitcher today. It's rare, even at this club baseball level, to see a pitcher that hits for himself. But this lefty is standing in left on left against the freshman lefty for High Point. So that one misses away again, and falling behind a number of times here early is Yanni. And we'll see the 1-0. That one chopped foul towards the High Point dugout, and he'll even it at 1-1. A credit to the wonders of technology. There's a new addition to the High Point Panthers NCBA roster in the form of senior manager Tyler Cohen. If you missed it on senior day in the second game, he managed to get in and hit a double. And that was enough for a roster spot this week, so he is technically available to play, as the wonders of the internet have landed him on the Panthers roster. And we'll see if late in this game he may get another opportunity against NC State. Here comes the 2-1, and that one's away again. That away spot has been the struggle for Giannis here early. And he is behind 3-1 to the 3-hole hitter and pitcher of NC State. So here it comes, and down and away again, and it's a walk. That's not what you want to see. You thought maybe they were back on track after the ground ball out. But a walk will put the pitcher on first, and the Wolfpack have a runner on first with 1 out. And now their big 4-hole hitter, Nolan Lawrence, playing third, stepping into that righty box and looking to do some damage. He has been one of NC State's best hitters. Didn't do a lot of damage in the first game against the Panthers. We'll see what he has tonight as that pitch misses low. And Yanni is behind again. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That one will stick the inside corner, and he'll get back to 1-1. And you'd like to see him just challenge here and make NC State at least work for it, put some bat on ball. Checking the runner at first, and there'll be a pick move over. No play, he's back standing. And Giannis, no doubt, just wanting to make sure they don't get those good jumps and give catcher Dominic Aquino a chance. Aquino made some good throws to second and third last inning against Lancaster. Couldn't keep him off those bases, though. That one shot to second could be an easy double play. The short way to Healy, jump throw to first, and it's by the first baseman, Nate Neubauer. It was well up the line. And Neubauer's fielding it off the wall, has a chance to throw to second, and that ball's by shortstop James Harris. And Lawrence will slide into second with a fielder's choice, followed by a throwing error that will land him on second base. It certainly looked like it could have been a double play. Second baseman Matt Healy, again, not his usual position, was a little late getting over and tried to throw on the run coming through that bag, and it was well up the line. First baseman Nathan Neubauer, no chance to block that one up. As now the Panthers have 2 outs and a runner on second for the 5-hole hitter, Jacob Annunziata, playing center field for the Wolfpack today. As another lefty. This NC State lineup just chocked full of the left-handed hitters. But Giannis is ahead 0-1 to this one, and a beautiful curveball is going to find the call, and he will get ahead 0-2. So this is what you like to see, challenging early and often. The only contact here for NC State has been ground balls, although they did manage to scratch across a run with a hit by pitch and some stolen bases. So here's the 0-2, not going to get the chase up and away. And we'll go to 1-2. So an early error here for High Point has put a runner in scoring position with 2 outs. And we'll see if the freshman lefty can work out of the early trouble. That breaking ball, beautiful, catches the inside corner and gets the looking strikeout. So a little bit of damage here for the Wolfpack in the form of one early run. But the Panthers will come to bat in the bottom of the first, looking to take that lead back. Well, the Panthers will come to bat here in the bottom of the first, led off by shortstop James Harris. The Panthers a little bit of a lackluster season, but they are fighting here tonight to end this year 10-10, which would be a decent takeaway to move up to a higher competition level and at least find yourself at the 500 mark in your very first season. So we'll see what shortstop James Harris has against the lefty from NC State. He worked a walk hitting for himself last inning, Alec Creech. It's not often you see that. Pitcher even at this level hitting for himself. He worked a 4-pitch walk, and that up-and-out fastball will get the call. Certainly looked a little away, and we'll see if that's a trend that continues here today. As that pitch was well away from Harris, the 1-1 fouled back behind the catcher, so Harris will fall behind 1-2. Harris, one of the dedicated High Point seniors playing in his last game here tonight. And you'd love to get a win for the guys like him who have given a lot to this program over the years. As that fastball runs in, and we'll go to 2-2. Despite the weeknight game, it is only a 7-inning here today. So the Panthers would love to get that run back sooner rather than later. And we'll see if Harris can be a leadoff. The 2-2 pitch misses low and will go full. So this is exactly what you want out of your leadoff bat. He's seen a few off speeds, a breaking ball there, and he's worked it full. Quality at bat coming here as that fastball misses low. And Harris has worked a leadoff walk, and that's absolutely what you love to see out of the leadoff batter there. Took a deep count, saw some pitches, and got himself to first base. So up will step number 4, Ryan Donaldson, playing left field today with an early opportunity to do some damage for the Panthers. I have been told that Ryan Donaldson's grandparents are quite avid fans of the stream, and I'd love to take a moment to celebrate our dedicated Panthers fans and Ryan Donaldson's grandparents. You guys raised a great grandson there. He's contributed a lot to this program. Been a great bat at the top of the lineup. So we'll see what he can do with a runner on first behind 0-1. As that fastball runs in again, and we'll even the count at 1s. Wouldn't be surprised to see Harris in motion here if he can get a keen eye on that lefty move. You got to be careful to not get picked off. As that ball shot to left field, falling quickly, and it's going to fall in front of the left fielder out there, and it'll be a single to move the runners up to first and second. It looked like Lancaster had a beat on it out there and left, and had the potential to come up and make a sliding or diving play, but he held back potentially smartly. If that ball got by him, especially on this turf outfield, it would have been a while before James Harris quit running. So runners on first and second, nobody out, and the DH Alex Delario squaring to bunt on the first pitch, and he's going to lay down a beautiful one right back to the pitcher, and he will be retired at first as pitcher Alec Creech throws it to the second baseman covering. But an absolutely splendid job to get that fastball down right in front of the mound softly. Not hard enough back to the pitcher to make it a play at second or third. And a great job with the sacrifice bunt there by the DH Alex Delario. So now runners at second and third, and first baseman Nathan Neubauer stepping in. Number 25 looking to deliver a big RBI spot here as that away fastball gets the call. And that's going to be the spot to watch tonight. That pitch was pretty significantly off the black, but got the call with a little bit of that lefty run. As that fastball runs in, is going to catch the inside corner. That has been the spot not given to Creech early, but he stuck it there, and now Neubauer behind 0-2 in a big RBI spot for the Panthers. He needs to put something in play and get a run in, and that curveball fans him. So an out and away breaking ball from Creech will duck underneath the bat of Nathan Neubauer, and he'll go down swinging on a 3-pitch strikeout and bring up catcher Dominic Aquino. That's not the ideal scenario after Delario made a heck of a bunt to move the runners over. But still a keen opportunity here. A single would almost definitely drive in 2 runs. And we'll see what Delario can do. He's rolled this ball over to third base, comes up firing over to first, and the Panthers are retired. So the RBI threat comes to nothing. And the Panthers will go to the second inning, still down a run. So the Panthers will come play defense here in the top of the second behind the stud freshman arm of the big lefty, number 27, Giannis Fotopoulos. And he'll go to work as the 0-0 pitch will miss away. This is number 15, the catcher, Caden Irving. Definitely a potent NC State lineup. Especially Monday night, they were catching a lot of barrel and delivering a lot of line drives as that fastball runs in. And Giannis will fall behind 2-0. So he'll have some work to do to get back in. Saw some definite sparks out of him at the end of last inning, was pounding the zone early and often. And that's what you'd like to see him do here, is that fastball fouled off to the right side. Despite being a freshman, Giannis has been one of the best arms for the Panthers pitching staff all year. Came in early in the Panthers' first series against App State and tossed an absolute gem, only giving up a couple of runs. And since then has been a staple in this pitching rotation as that ball chopped right in front of home plate. Catcher Dominic Aquino comes up quick to field it and makes an excellent throw to first to get the out. That was a very athletic play from catcher Dominic Aquino. That ball spiked right in front of home plate, and he dropped the mask quick and scooped it up and shot it to first. And an excellent throw down. Not an easy throw to make there as he was turning against the grain to get his arm in motion. But that's a big first out here for the Panthers as they look for a shutdown inning and to get another RBI opportunity here in the bottom of the second. So we'll see the 0-0 to Asa Bullard, the second baseman for NC State. He made a good glove play of his own, covering first on the bunt as NC State crashed for DH Alex Delario's sacrifice. And he's now ahead 2-0 and working into an advantage count here for the Wolfpack. Half fastball shot to right center. Doesn't look like it's going to be playable for anybody. And fielded on the one hop by center fielder Quinn DeWitt. That was just a lazy fly ball that truly split the gap. Nobody really had a chance to get there. And it fell quickly right in between center and right field. So it'll be a one-out single for Asa Bullard, and that'll bring up the 8-hole hitter Aaron Smith, the first baseman for NC State. And he'll see if he can deliver on the one-out opportunity as the Wolfpack have a runner on first. And the pitch shot high to right center again. And this one looks like it is going to be playable for right fielder Griff Strain. Admittedly, at first, I wasn't sure if anyone was going to get there, but a great jump by Strain out there in right field. And he didn't even have to slide or anything. He got under it as that ball was falling quickly into the gap. So a heck of a play there from a guy who has not played outfield in his time here. He's been a first baseman through and through and a member of that pitching staff. But outfield is an experiment for him in his final game. So here's the 0-0 pitch with 2 outs. Fouled back by Jack Wingard playing right field for the Wolfpack today. And we'll see if Giannis can work out from the one-out single as he now has 2 down and is keeping that runner close at first. And a chance to get out of here with a donut on the scoreboard as that fastball right over the heart of the plate will set Wingard back 0-2. Hunting another inning-ending strikeout is the freshman lefty for High Point. As he kicks to deliver the 0-2. And that one shot high over the first base dugout and up onto the hillside. So it's been a lot of challenge fastballs here. And I wouldn't be surprised to see Giannis go to the 0-2 bender here and see if he can get the swing and miss. So we'll see the 0-2 again. And that curveball beautifully catches the outside edge. There was the bender, well thrown. And the Panthers hang a donut on NC State's second inning, and they'll go to the bottom of the second, still down 1 run. So the Panthers will come to bat here in the bottom of the second. They missed out on an RBI opportunity as they had runners on second and third and only one out in the bottom of the first, but could not convert after a strikeout and a ground out ended the inning. So number 9, Matt Healy, the new second baseman today, will lead off the bottom of the second for the Panthers. And he will swing at a first pitch fastball and foul it straight back into the netting. He was ready for that one and just missed it as that fastball caught a lot of the plate. So we'll see the 0-1 from Creech, who was certainly grateful to work out of that first inning with no damage and allow the Wolfpack to hang on to a 1-run lead here early. And they are clinging to that 1 run. So here's the 1-1 pitch from Creech. A good curveball, started up and away and broke well into the zone. And Matt Healy will be down 1-2. Hunting for a way to get on as the leadoff hitter here. The 1-2 pitch fouled off. Healy doing a great job there, has certainly recognized that low and away fastball spot. And I think that one was a little off the plate, but well liable to get him rung up if he lets it go by. The generous outside spot has been a staple here early. We'll do the 1-2 again. Shot high to center field and camped under it as center fielder Jacob Annunziata. He'll make the catch. And there's one down here early in the bottom of the second for the Wolfpack. That at-bat does inspire a little bit of confidence. Like to see the High Point Panthers making a bit of an adjustment to that low and away fastball spot that is getting the consistent call, as they're going to have to fight that off if they want to stay competitive in these at-bats. So that'll bring up freshman Luke O'Connor playing third base today, and he'll watch a fastball miss up and away and get ahead 1-0. One of the few times the Panthers have found themselves ahead in an at-bat here early. Alec Creech is finding the zone early and often as he'll deliver the 1-0. And that's an away fastball, still got the call. I'll tell you what, he's slowly moving that one further and further out, and sometimes I think he surprises himself with what's going to get the call out there. So we'll go to 1-1, and here's Creech's delivery. Shot hard to third base, bobbled by the third baseman. He comes up with it firing, and no throw. That ball was hit hard by Luke O'Connor and took a hop into the chest of third baseman Nolan Lawrence, and he did not come up with time to make a throw to first. And that'll be a hit, an infield hit for Luke O'Connor. Lawrence kept it in front, but came up with no time to throw. O'Connor was booking it down the line, and that'll bring up new right fielder and fifth-year senior Griff Strain with a chance to move that runner into scoring position here with 1 out. And he takes a big cut at the first pitch fastball up and in. And that's what you like to see, a bit of aggression out of these Panthers hitters, as he was definitely ready for that fastball. And we'll see if they can get to Creech here in the second. That fastball on the outer half of the plate, going to get the call again. That one was a little more tame. Certainly seemed to catch the corner there. And Strain will fall behind 0-2 as he looks to find a way to move that runner over or get himself on base and do a job for his team here. So we've got an 0-2 count, 1 out. Score stands at 1-0 NC State, and a pick move over to first. And O'Connor's back easily on a dive. Nothing really doing over there. It would be a surprise to see O'Connor in motion, but if he can get a good jump, we'll see. Here's the 0-2, misses high with the fastball. And we'll get ready to do the 1-2 pitch as Strain looks to elongate this at bat and find something he can handle. So here's the 1-2 and a big cut at the curveball, and it will be a drop third strike, but a runner occupying first will mean it's an out, and a strikeout for Creech in the second out of this Panthers' second inning. So now with 2 outs, Captain Quinn DeWitt hitting in the 9-hole here will get an opportunity to turn the lineup over and hand James Harris an RBI opportunity. So with 2 outs, here's the 0-0 from Creech, and it's a bunt to the left side. Well placed, but going to curl just foul. It looked like it was going to sit and spin right on that line of third base. And if you know anything about this High Point Club baseball team, you know that Quinn DeWitt can beat out a bunt. And certainly if that ball had stayed fair, there would have been no chance to throw him out at first. Instead, it's a foul ball, and he'll fall behind 0-1. Here comes the delivery from Creech, and it's a good curveball, going to get the strike call. And we'll go ahead to 0-2. That has been Creech's MO. It's not lights out stuff, but he has gotten ahead with foul balls and filling up the zone and put High Point hitters at a disadvantage. There's the fastball, cut on and missed. And it's 2 straight strikeouts to end the threat in the bottom of the second. The score still stands at 1-0 as we go to the third inning. Well, the Panthers will come back to play a little defense here in the top of the third. Slight stat correction from last inning. I have been overruled by our official scorekeeper known as the conglomerate of the High Point dugout. And Luke O'Connor's ground ball to third is ruled an error. I thought it was hit pretty hard, but evidently there's some haters down in the Panthers dugout that don't want to see that man get a hit. So Giannis will face his first batter in the top of the third and get ahead with a fouled off curveball. This is the top of the lineup in number 2, Burke Lancaster. He got hit by a pitch in the first inning and stole 2 bags before scoring on a ground ball to provide the only run of this game so far. As Yanni sticks a fastball on the outside corner to get ahead 0-2. And he looks to be dealing a bit here. He has not been ahead much, but when he is, it has been lights out stuff. As that curveball, wow, looked to split the plate and break well in, but does not get the call. That's the same curveball that struck a batter out to end the inning in the first, but not going to get the call there, and we'll go to 1-2 as that fastball misses away. Certainly got to be a little frustration out of the lefty there. Looked like he had thrown a beautiful curveball and frozen Lancaster, and instead he now finds himself 2-2. And we'll see if he can battle back. Here's the pitch. Another curveball shot to first base and down the line foul. So we'll do the 2-2 all over again. As Lancaster was ready for that inside curveball this time. Can't freeze him twice. He certainly seems to understand that he may have gotten away with one. So we'll see the 2-2 pitch. And that fastball misses down. And we'll go full. This is not a guy you want to see on base, despite the lefty move and some good throws from catcher Dominic Aquino. He stole second and third in the first inning. And very much a guy you'd like to keep off base. So here's the full count delivery. Shot to the shortstop, James Harris. Bobbles it on the backhand, makes a throw from his knees, and nowhere near in time. Just blocks it on the one hop. Does first baseman Nate Neubauer. Lancaster's not a guy you're going to get out if you give him any extra time, and that'll be an error by shortstop James Harris, as he just couldn't glove it up on the backhand, popped out of his glove, And even though he picked it up and threw from his knees right away, it was nowhere close to getting Burke Lancaster, who I would guess is hunting another stolen base, as Giannis misses outside with the 0-0 fastball and will fall behind 1-0. So now behind 1-0, Giannis will come in trying to keep that runner close at first and also battle back in against the 2-hole Michael Weaver. So the trio of lefties at the top of this lineup has not been advantage Photopoulos early in this one. He has struggled against the top of this lineup, providing the only offense in this one. As there goes Lancaster. The throw from Aquino is going to be close and not in time. Lancaster has perfected his craft. Despite the lefty on the mound, he gets a good jump off of first and slid in. A close play, another great throw from Aquino there behind the plate. But not in time as Lancaster slid into the outside of that bag. And now Aquino will trot out to the mound to have a little conversation with the freshman lefty. And certainly concerns of the Wolfpack putting up another run here. They have nobody out. An advantage 2-0 count for shortstop Michael Weaver. And a runner on second base. And quite a fast runner. It is important to be added. Lancaster has already collected 3 stolen bases. Only 3 innings into this game. And none of them were stolen easily. It has been 3 well-completed plays, 3 well-thrown putouts from catcher Dominic Aquino, but to no avail of keeping Lancaster off the bases as that fastball finds the outside spot. And Giannis will begin the work of battling back. He's 2-1 against the 2-hole hitter of NC State. And we'll see if he can bring the count even. Here's the kick. He chair moves back to second base and doesn't even blink, does Lancaster on second base. He's dialed in and looking to get another bag. He starts to take off as that ball shot foul well down the left field line. Lancaster getting jumpy on the bases, definitely trying to be a distraction to the young High Point pitcher, as he took a couple of steps like he was going there before retreating back to the bag, and the swing by Michael Weaver and the foul ball makes this a 2-2 count. So Giannis hunting a strikeout as Lancaster dances off second, looking to get the jump he needs. Won't go that time. And that pitch runs in and hits Michael Weaver, but I'd have an issue if they let him take first on this one. He leaned well into that. He's trying to claim it was part of his swing motion, but if you ask anyone up here in the booth, he's not fooling anybody. He leaned well into that pitch. And we'll see what they decide, but I imagine if there's a discussion about it, it was egregious enough that they're not going to let him take first. Honestly, with it being a curveball, it's not unrealistic for that ball to have found part of the plate if that ball goes by, but Weaver leaned in, took it off the elbow, and they're going to call him out. So what a stand-up play from the umpires, recognizing the lean-in by Weaver and at least the motion from the field umpire. Yes, they're going to call him out. So a heck of a play to notice that. It was my initial reaction that he certainly seemed to stick his elbow out to catch the curveball that he had been frozen by. And the umpires agreed. So Weaver, not happy with the call, has just tossed his bat back into the dugout with a little bit of frustration. But nevertheless, that'll be the first out here for the Panthers in the top of the third, as Giannis goes right back to work and sticks a fastball on the outside edge. So Lancaster doing his worst down at second, but has not phased the freshman lefty as he battled back after being down 2-0 to Weaver and gets a strikeout on a pitch being leaned into. And that fastball runs up and in, catches the umpire off the glove of Dominic Aquino. He fields it. Lancaster moves up to third easily. And the interesting question will be the call on that pitch. Giannis definitely missed his spot. It looks like Aquino may have been prepping for a curveball, and that was instead an up and in fastball, but it looked like it caught a lot of the plate. The umpire who caught the pitch off the shoulder didn't make a call, as he was jogging in some pain, but it looks like it will be a ball. So an up and in ball on the fastball from the High Point lefty. Lancaster moves up to third on the ricochet. And we will now see the 1-1 pitch with a runner on third. The infield has been pulled in. The Panthers understand the value of even one run in a shortened 7-inning game here tonight. So here comes the 1-1 pitch. And a similar spot. Looks like maybe a changeup that time. Will be up. And we'll go to 2-1. So we'll see if Giannis can battle back in. Lancaster has wheels. We've seen them already tonight, and you'd think even a ground ball would make a tough play at the plate with his speed on third base. That fastball tugged outside. And Creech, the pitcher for NC State, looking to help himself out with a runner on third and one out. And a hitter's count, 3-1. And Aquino going to have to do everything he can behind the plate to make sure nothing gets by him. Lancaster would score easily on a pass ball. So here's the 3-1 pitch. Misses up and out with the fastball, and it'll be a walk. Not the worst thing in the world. You don't hate seeing them set up a double play against Nolan Lawrence, who lucked out as he hit a ground ball with a runner on first straight at shortstop James Harris. Looked like it could have been a double play, but a throwing error would not only take away that possibility, but move Lawrence up to second back in the first inning. But we'll see if Giannis can get that same outcome, as a double play turn would avoid some trouble here for the Panthers. They've got runners on the corners, one out, and the 4-hole Nolan Lawrence standing in at the plate. As a fastball catches the inside corner, that's been the go-to spot in the early innings for this High Point lefty. So he'll get ahead 0-1. And I wouldn't be surprised to see a breaking ball, potentially that curve, trying to get a ground ball. He'll make a move over to first. And fielded efficiently by Neubauer. Back standing was pitcher Alec Creech. They were really hoping to get Lancaster to break from third, I would suspect, and maybe make a play at the plate and generate an out for their pitcher. Instead, we'll go back to the 0-1. Here's the leg kick and the delivery. Runner off first. Throw down from Aquino, cut off by James Harris to third, and no play. Lancaster saw right through that one and was standing back on the bag by the time that throw got over to third. So a little bit of trickery is to no avail as Harris cuts off the throw to second early and shoots it back to third with an attempt to backpick Burke Lancaster there on third. No avail, so they'll have runners on second and third with their 4-hole hitter up in a 1-1 count, and shot by Luke O'Connor down the third base line. That's going to score two. We'll see if Lawrence turns for second. He won't. He'll stay at first, and it'll be a 2 RBI single for the cleanup hitter of NC State, Nolan Lawrence. O'Connor did a good job diving to that backhand, but nowhere close. That ball was shot hard and right over the bag down the third base line. And a good job by Ryan Donaldson in left to cut that ball off before it got into the corner, and would have meant extra bases for the third baseman of NC State. Instead, he's on first. Still one out as a foul ball shot high to the left side. We'll see if it's playable, and it's going to drop harmlessly just over the brick wall down the left field line. And Giannis will get ahead 0-1. But it has not been the inning that the Panthers were hoping for. They've had a couple of offensive opportunities of their own, but no blood yet, as the Panthers now find themselves down 3-0 after the RBI single by Nolan Lawrence. Only the second hit for the Wolfpack today. But High Point has aided their cause with 2 errors as that ball is shot through the right side of the infield. And the throw comes back into second. That was to the backhand first baseman Nathan Neubauer, who was playing in front of the runner and had absolutely no chance to get there. And he simply turned and watched that ball dribble into right field. So now the Panthers have runners on first and second, and this inning could get ugly quick. The third hit added for the Wolfpack, as they have another RBI opportunity with only 1 out, and catcher Caden Irving standing at the plate as Giannis tries to work out of this inning and limit the damage here for his squad. So the score stands at 3-0. High Point has already had 2 early errors, and a couple of hard-hit ground balls have found their way through the infield. As Giannis gets ahead 0-2 to the NC State catcher. And the umpire calls time quickly to grab a few extra baseballs. A lot of foul balls is how Giannis has gotten ahead, and no doubt some of them didn't come back. So he's ahead 0-2 now, and we'll see if he can get a ground ball and find that second out, or maybe even a double play. So runners on first and second, 0-2 count, 1 out. Score stands at 3-0 Wolfpack already, and the Panthers looking to make sure it stays right there. That ground ball to third is going to be foul, fielded right on top of the base by third baseman Luke O'Connor. He came up tagging third, ready to throw to first. But it was ruled foul by the home plate umpire. I'm not sure I can exactly give an opinion on that call. It was right over the line and fielded literally on top of the bag by third baseman Luke O'Connor. So it's hard to tell. Certainly looked like it may have been dribbling foul. So we'll do the 0-2 again. And here's the High Point lefty's delivery. Shot right to shortstop James Harris. He comes up with it, and he doesn't complete the flip to second base. It just got stuck in the glove. And it was fielded quickly on a one-hop by Harris. It looked like he was intending to come up and tag second himself, and instead looked up in surprise to see that pitcher Alec Creech was only a few steps away and was going to beat Harris to the bag, and instead he tried the flip and couldn't get it out of his glove in time. And so another ground ball and another error. That makes 3 here early for High Point. Has extended this inning to bases loaded as Giannis gets ahead with another inside fastball for a strike, and that outside pitch doesn't get the call. So we'll go to 1-1. Only 1 out. And it has officially become a very slimmer chance that High Point gets out of this with no damage being dealt, as that one's fouled back into the stands. And you would love to see High Point's freshman lefty come up with a strikeout here, as that's one of the few scenarios where they may be able to get out of this one without another run crossing the plate for the Wolfpack. So here's the 1-2 pitch. This is high, and catcher Dominic Aquino doing a good job to keep that ball from getting behind him. A pass ball is as good as a run with the deep backstop here at Williard. So here comes the 2-2. Shot high to center field, and backpedaling is center fielder Quinn DeWitt. He's going to come up with the catch and fire to third, and Alec Creech will tag from second and get there safely. And, of course, Nolan Lawrence will cross the plate. And the sac fly will make it 2 outs with runners on the corners. And now a 4-run lead for NC State. So a good job by Giannis to get that fly ball, but unfortunately deep enough there was no play at the plate. Center fielder Quinn DeWitt was backing up on it. And no chance to get the runner at home. And with a few less errors, this would have been a scoreless inning with that fly ball. But instead, a 4-0 lead for NC State, and they are not done yet in this inning. There are 2 outs. All Giannis needs here is a ground ball, but there are runners at the corners, as that fastball catches the inside corner. And Giannis will even the count at 1-1. So we'll see the 1-1 pitch from the lefty. Shot by the dive of Matt Healy at second base. Cut off in right by Griff Strain, who throws it into second and holds that runner from first to just a single. Matt Healy was bouncing in, and it got past the diving forehand of the inexperienced second baseman. So that'll be another hit for the Wolfpack and another RBI, as High Point finds themselves down 5 early. Still a lot of baseball left to be played, as that fastball runs in and nails the bottom of this NC State lineup. Jack Wingard, the right fielder. That one caught him square. He's playing it off, but I have no doubt that that one hurt. He turned, and that one caught him right in the small of the back. And I'm sure that fastball stung a bit. And now head coach Todd Murphy taking the walk out to the mound. And that may have been Giannis's final pitch in this game. So we'll see what exactly the move is. And maybe just a conversation. Certainly the weight of those 5 runs does not fall squarely on the shoulders of this starting pitcher. It's been 3 errors early for High Point here, including a crucial one earlier this inning in what looked like a double play ball turning into no blood for the Panthers. And now the ball has been taken from the starting lefty and a motion made to the bullpen. And we will see exactly who it is jogging in. It appears to be the righty Griffin Paulette. And we will work on confirmation of that. And it is indeed. So we'll come back to baseball here in the top of the third. It was not quite the inning that the Panthers had hoped for. They've surrendered 5 runs early. Some crucial errors in timely hitting by the Wolfpack have chased the starting lefty, number 27, Giannis Fotopoulos, from the game, as he pitched well, but struggled with a few hit-by pitches and walks. And then, of course, those errors and hits by the Wolfpack definitely aided the cause and is the reason the Panthers find themselves down 5 runs here. So they've called upon the grad student senior Griffin Paulette to work out of this bases-loaded jam with 2 outs, as he'll face the top of the lineup, Burke Lancaster. And this is a guy with some speed. He is always a threat. Even a routine ground ball is not as routine when you've got this guy hustling out of the box. So Paulette finds himself down 1-0. And the second pitch will miss up and away. And he needs to challenge here. There's nowhere to put Lancaster. And they'll have to make him swing the bat. So here comes the delivery of the 2-0 pitch. And that fastball will catch the plate. And Paulette will get ahead 2-1. Looking for a way to work out of this inning. The Panthers do have 2 outs. Now, this is certainly not the start they've hoped for. And it could get a lot uglier before we're out of this one. So Paulette kicks, delivers the 2-1, and that one misses up and away. So the leadoff hitter of NC State, Burke Lancaster, has found himself in an ideal situation. 2 away, but a 3-1 count with the bases loaded. And you can't give him a cookie, because something punished into the gap could easily score 3 runs. But you need to challenge as that fastball misses up and away. And the Panthers have walked in a run to make the early deficit stand at 6. So that will bring up number 9, Michael Weaver. You may recognize that name. He was called out just earlier this inning for leaning into a curveball. And was called out as he pulled that stunt with 2 strikes. And now he stands in against the right-handed pitcher out of the High Point bullpen, who gets ahead with an 0-0 fastball. And Michael Weaver finds himself down 0-1. Looking to deliver with the bases loaded and 2 outs. As that fastball runs in, almost gets him. And it looked like he may have wanted that one to hit him as well. No doubt, of course, a hit by pitch is good as a run here. I'd probably be leaning in a little bit too. So here's the 1-1 from Paulette. Swung on and hit high to right field. Charging quickly is right fielder Griff Strain on the slide, makes the catch. He didn't get the greatest jump on that one, took a step back, but charged in hard and made the sliding grab. So the early deficit stands at 6, as the Panthers will come to bat in the bottom of the 3rd. So the Panthers will come here to bat in the bottom of the 3rd. And yes, we have heard your feedback, ladies and gentlemen. We are working on the center field camera. Normally, we're able to edit the exposure from here, but instead, our wonderful producer, Brady Bauer, is going to run out himself to center field and check on that. So we will stick with the infield camera angle for now and do the best we can as the first pitch fastball from Creech misses up and away. High Point has the top of the lineup here to start the bottom of the third, and James Harris, the shortstop. He worked a full count and then a walk to start the first inning to develop what would be a first inning threat with runners on second and third that was not converted, as High Point has yet to score their first run of this game, as that challenge fastball misses low, and Harris will be ahead 3-0. So here's the 3-0 pitch from Creech, and that fastball finds the inside part of the plate, and he'll battle back 3-1. No doubt an auto take there from Harris as the leadoff hitter. He's just trying to find a way aboard base. They need 5 more runs after him. So he'll watch the outside fastball and take a walk. As he'll move down to first as the leadoff hitter and bring up Ryan Donaldson. Donaldson comes to bat here looking to extend this threat. He singled in that first inning to get those 2 runners aboard. Here's the 0-0 to him. Shot high, way high to the right side of the infield. The NC State first baseman settling under it, and he's dropped it. He lost it in the lights, and he looked a little panicked as that ball started coming down. And the shuffle backward at the last second did not get him properly underneath that baseball. And he dropped it in foul territory. So new life for the 2-hole Ryan Donaldson. And the High Point dugout with a little bit of a warning as the jeers came in loud as the first baseman from NC State dropped that ball right in front of the dugout. As Harris takes off from first, and he stole second easily. The pitch was low, and Caden Irving didn't come up with it clean and made a well-late throw. So Harris steals second, and now a 1-1 RBI opportunity for the 2-hole hitter Ryan Donaldson, who has new life. As we get that center field camera adjusted. And that pitch will miss out. That has been the spot early for Alec Creech. But instead, it will be a ball call, and Donaldson will get ahead 2-1, looking to deliver with a runner on second. So here's the 2-1 pitch. Nobody out yet, as that fastball runs in, and we'll have a hitter's count. So this is really what you'd like to see out of this top of the Panthers lineup. They're down 6 runs, and only a 7-inning affair tonight. They need to battle back here soon, as that ball shot high to right center field, very high. The second baseman backing up will make the play on that pop-up, and NC State will have their first out of the inning. So up will step DH Alex Delario. He laid down a beautiful sac bunt to move Donaldson and Harris over in the first inning. A bunt that came to nothing as a strikeout and a ground out followed. And High Point would not convert the RBI opportunity. So he comes up with 1 out here looking to swing. And that first pitch fastball catches the bottom of the zone. And Delario will fall behind 0-1. And we'll see what Creech has with the 0-1 pitch. And that shot hard to first base, and a great forehand grab made by the NC State first baseman. He'll tag Delario out over at first, and that was a heck of a play. It was hit hard down that first base line. But a little bit of a diving forehand for the first baseman made the play in the second out for NC State. So Nathan Neubauer, number 25, playing first for the Panthers today, will come up with his second RBI opportunity in as many at-bats. He came up and was a costly strikeout in the first inning with runners on second and third. He now steps up with 2 outs, and Harris now over on third as he moved up on the ground out, and he takes a big cut at a low off-speed and will fall behind 0-1 to start this at-bat. So 2 outs, a runner on third. Panthers down 6 runs, and they would love to break open the floodgates with an RBI here. The 0-1 pitch, shot to third base, fielded on the backhand by Nolan Lawrence and thrown on a low hop and skips by the first baseman. Neubauer's going to turn for second, and he's going to shoot up to second base. as the short hop by Nolan Lawrence was not picked by the NC State first baseman Aaron Smith. And it'll be an error on the Wolfpack, and one that could not have come at a better time, as it looked like it was going to be a routine ground out to end the RBI threat. But instead, the first run crosses the plate for the Panthers as they get Harris around the bases to make the score 6-1 and now have another runner in scoring position in the form of Nathan Neubauer standing on second base after the error. And Aquino shoots another one to third base, this time firing over his Lawrence, and there will be no short hop on that one. Fielded up easily for the third out. And that will end the threat for the Panthers here in the bottom of the third. Score stands at 6-1 as the Panthers come to play defense in the top of the fourth.
TC.
Well, we are back to baseball here in the top of the fourth. Number 6, Griffin Paulette taking over on the mound. The right-hander out of the High Point bullpen. His first batter faced in this top of the fourth will be the pitcher for NC State, Alec Creech. As you may have noticed, we have the center field camera back up and running. And yes, it's maybe a little too bright now, but you'll have to forgive us as we are not sending someone out to center field to make those fine-tunings once again. So for lack of a better way to say it, that's the best you're going to get. So here comes Paulette to deal the 0-0. And a beautiful breaking ball seemed to find the plate but low. And he'll fall behind 1-0. So Creech stands in, looking to help himself out and build a little bit of a bigger lead. He swings on that ball and shoots it deep to center field. And that's not going to be playable for Quinn DeWitt. That's going to one-hop the wall and one-hop over the wall. So Creech was all over that fastball. And it was hit just as high as it was deep. And Quinn DeWitt in center field. He's a speedy guy. And he didn't even make it to the warning track before that ball had hopped over the wall. And it'll be a ground rule double for Alec Creech. So I think we just figured out why they let this pitcher hit for himself. That ball was smashed. And that'll bring up the 4-hole hitter Nolan Lawrence. He provided 2 RBIs in that big third inning for the Wolfpack as they put up a 5 spot. And he has another RBI opportunity here as Paulette lands a beautiful breaking ball on the inside corner and gets ahead 0-1. We've seen it before. This NC State lineup has some power bats. And that was some pretty casual power out of Creech there. It didn't look like he had hit it all that hard, but that ball carried deep to center field. It looked for a moment like it might not come down in the ballpark. So a swing and a miss at another breaking ball will get Paulette ahead 0-2 as he looks to put away this batter and get this inning back on track. The fastball shot high to left center, and that's not going to be playable either. That ball's absolutely smashed into the left center gap, and Creech comes up trotting to home as Lawrence pulls into second with back-to-back doubles for the Wolfpack to start this inning. And those doubles weren't cheap. Both those balls were hit very hard and off the bat. clearly unplayable as one hops over the wall and one took just 2 bounces to reach the wall. So a high deep double and a double on a line as the NC State hitters trade places and add another run. It's now 7-1 for the Wolfpack. They got back that run they lost last inning pretty dang quick as Paulette misses with a fastball outside and will fall behind 1-0. Not the note you'd like to make, but with nobody out this inning and a runner in scoring position, the Wolfpack only do need to add 4 more before they would be at the run rule for next inning. So we're in the top of the 4th now, but it is 10 after 5 in these NCBA games. And the Wolfpack find themselves only 4 runs from that number as that ball shot high to center field, drifting to the left center gap, and it's going to be playable for left fielder Ryan Donaldson. The fake tag by Lawrence will draw the throw into James Harris, but not deep enough to warrant running on. So Paulette gets back on track with a fly ball to left center. And that'll be the first out of the inning for the Panthers. So the score stands at 7-1. We're here in the top of the 4th with 1 out. And the cleanup hitter for NC State stands at second as the 6-hole, Caden Irving, the catcher for NC State, stands at the plate looking to deliver another RBI for the Wolfpack. It's been a lot of those early. A couple of errors have cost the Panthers, but some good hitting as NC State has 6 hits here early and 7 runs. So 7-1 stands the score, and not how the Panthers were hoping to start their final game of the season. But wouldn't it be a great story to make this comeback to cap off their year? So that curveball shot to second base, fielded well by Matt Healy, who makes a low throw over to first. But the play made by first baseman Nathan Neubauer for the second out of the inning. So it was a low throw handled well. And that'll be the second out as Nolan Lawrence, shoots up to third base on the ground ball. So now it'll be a 2-out RBI opportunity for Asa Bullard, the second baseman of NC State, as he looks to deliver a little bit of clutch hitting and drive across that last run. And a beautiful curveball there from Griff Paulette will get him ahead 0-1. No swing and found that low and away spot that has been generously called very comfortably. So here's the 0-1 pitch for Paulette, trying to work out of this trouble. And it's shot right back to him. He fields it on the 1 hop on the mound and makes the easy flip over to first. And despite the 2 loud hits to start the inning, it's only 1 run for the Wolfpack here, as they've collected 6 hits and 7 runs early. The score stands at 7-1. We'll go to the bottom of the 4th and see what the Panthers have to say about it. So the Panthers come to bat here in the bottom of the fourth, and they have a bit of a mountain to climb as the score stands at 7-1 NC State. But we'll see what new second baseman Matt Healy has to say about that. He'll lead off this inning and see if he can get on base. You need him to score, and then quite a few behind him as that ball's hit hard and deep to left field. That ball may go if it's fair, and it's dropped foul on the warning track. Wow, that ball was hit incredibly high and deep. And now we'll check on the NC State left fielder. He was sprinting hard after it and dropped the ball in foul territory before running headlong into that brick wall. That's Burke Lancaster, the speedy left fielder who's stolen quite a few bases and scored a couple of runs here early for NC State. And it's incredible that he even had a chance to pull that ball in. It went off his glove, and he looked up and realized he had run out of room. At first, it looked like he had managed the obstacle okay, kind of leaning over the wall. Almost looked like he had jumped on top of it, but may have taken a little bit of a punch from that brick wall down the left field line. So he walks back to his spot in left field. He looks to be okay, and that's good news. You hate to see someone get hurt out here, but that was some loud contact by Matt Healy on that first pitch fastball. It looked like it had a chance to get up and out of here. And he'll watch the 0-1 pitch miss down and away. I got to give credit to Burke Lancaster on that one. I thought at the very least, I mean, that ball was hit well to the warning track, and he almost ran it down in foul territory. So an enormous amount of ground covered, especially when you look where he's playing now. He's almost shifted towards center field. And he covered a ton of ground to make a play on that one. And this ball shot to right center. It's going to split the gap and cut off by the right fielder, and will keep Matt Healy at first. But you kind of saw that one coming after the loud contact on the first pitch fastball. Healy was ready to go in that at-bat, and he singled off of Creech to start this inning as the Panthers collect only their second hit. And they have a leadoff base runner with nobody out. There's been a couple of errors here in this game to go along with the steady dose of hitting. NC State's made 2 errors. High Point's made 3. As Luke O'Connor comes to the plate with a runner on first, pops this ball high and foul, and the first baseman redeems himself in foul territory for NC State as he pulls in the over-the-shoulder pop-up and retires Luke O'Connor on the first pitch. So that will bring up Griff Strain. He was hunting the fastball in his first at-bat and went down swinging on a curve. And we'll see if he can deliver with 1 out and second baseman Matt Healy standing on first. Healy's got a lot of speed. Wouldn't be surprised to see him go, but he's going to have to get a good jump off that lefty move. And Strain shoots a ball between the shortstop and third baseman. He was all over that first pitch fastball, and he's fired up. He wants his Panthers dugout back in this game. And that was a great piece of hitting. You could tell he was sitting on that first pitch fastball. Interesting, quite frankly, that Creech would throw it, having gotten the swing and miss on the breaker earlier. But it's a 1-out single, and now Captain Quinn DeWitt comes to the plate with 1 out and runners on first and second. This is the best opportunity High Point has seen since their first inning. And we'll see what Quinn DeWitt can do about it. He takes a big cut at a low and away breaking ball and falls behind 0-1. So the center fielder for High Point, another big member of this roster playing in his last game here tonight. As the 0-1 pitch shot up the middle, but fielded by the shortstop, steps on second, throws to first, and it's going to be a well-turned double play. And despite the attempt to break it up on the slide by right fielder Griff Strain, it will be a double play to end the inning. So the Panthers lose out on a big opportunity to get some runs back, and they'll go to the top of the 5th, still down 7-1. Well, the Wolfpack will come to bat in the top of the 5th. And this game has not gone the way of High Point so far. It was really just one big inning. The top of the 3rd saw NC State put up 5 runs with some timely hitting and some crucial errors by the Panthers. The top of the 4th saw back-to-back doubles scratch across another run, but barring that 3rd inning, the Wolfpack has only scored 2. A single run put up in the 1st, and then that run added in the 4th. It was that big 3rd inning. They put up 5. That puts the score at 7-1 as Paulette lands an early breaker and tries to go to it again and will miss to even the count at 1-1. So Paulette saw some good swings get put on his pitching early last inning, but then locked it in to shut down the threat and leave a runner stranded at 3rd base. And we'll see what he can do this inning as that fastball shot by Matt Healy over at 2nd, and Griff Strain came up wanting to throw to 1st. And Nathan Neubauer had his hands up, not covering the bag. An interesting decision. It certainly seemed like there may have been a play. There was not a ton of hustle out of the box by NC State 8-hole Aaron Smith. And it certainly seemed that as he slowed up approaching that bag, there may have been a chance. Strain was well in and ready to make a hard throw into 1st, but no cover. So instead, we'll have a runner on 1st and nobody out as that fastball doesn't quite catch the edge of the zone. That spot has been there a lot tonight, and a little puzzling that it wasn't given to Griff Paulette there. Instead, he'll fall behind 1-0 with a runner on 1st, and he goes to the same spot and gets the call. So flip a coin and call it whatever you like. We'll go to 1-1. Paulette ready's on the mound, the righty out of the pen, looking for a shutdown inning. That ball chopped right at James Harris. Goes to 2nd, Matt Healy, and over to 1st. It's a double play for the Panthers as they get back what was done to them last inning. And they are finally, James Harris and Matt Healy, able to connect up the middle and find a double play. That was well handled by Harris at short and made the easy flip to Matt Healy, who threw a bullet over to 1st. And they managed to turn that double play. So now there's nobody on base, and the Panthers have 2 outs. So a great job battling back from Paulette as he lands another curveball for a strike and gets ahead 0-1 to the leadoff hitter, Burke Lancaster. We saw him go crashing into the wall, chasing down a fly ball from Matt Healy last inning. And glad to see he's okay. Back in the lineup, hitting here leadoff for the Wolfpack, and that ball's hit hard to right field. Charging hard is Griff Strain, but no chance. That line drive was falling way too quick, and a good decision to hold up. With the speed of Lancaster, that ball getting by could easily mean 3 or even 4 bags. And a smart decision there by Griff Strain to hold up. And make sure that Lancaster stayed at 1st. I doubt he'll stay there long with 2 outs. They'll want to get him into scoring position, and he has stolen a lot of bases here tonight. So especially without the lefty keeping him close, I bet he'll be running soon. That is a big cut taken at the up and away fastball, and nowhere close was the 2-hole hitter Michael Weaver. So Paulette will get ahead 0-1, and there's Lancaster going. The throw from Aquino, close play on the one-hop, not fielded by Harris. It'll dribble into center. And Quinn DeWitt came on quick to keep Lancaster there at 2nd. That looked like it was going to be another really close play at 2nd base. Aquino has made a number of really good throws from behind the dish. And that one just took an interesting hop. Jumped high on shortstop James Harris covering the bag. And he had to kind of lean out of the way as it jumped up at his face. So Lancaster steals another base. That lands him at 4 total on the day. And he may even be eyeing 3rd as Aquino makes a great pick there to keep him at 2nd for now. And we'll go to 2-1 after the low fastball. So here's the 2-1 pitch from Paulette, trying to end this inning with 2 outs and a runner on second. And shot up the middle and knocked down by Griff Paulette. It's dribbling past the mound. He picks it up, throws to first, and gets the out. So a great job fielding his own position and getting athletic behind the mound to keep that runner from scoring as Paulette strands another. And we will go to the bottom of the fifth. Score stagnant at 7-1. Well, the Panthers will get a chance to respond here in the bottom of the fifth. And it has not been easy going to start this game. They'll flip over the lineup again as Quinn DeWitt grounded into a double play to end the last inning. And it'll be shortstop James Harris leading off this inning again. His third time in the leadoff spot, batting as a true leadoff. As he will start this inning, he's worked walks in both of his first 2 at-bats. So he'll watch a high fastball catch the top of the zone and fall behind 0-1. The Panthers are down 6 runs. And with 3 at-bats left, if they want to climb back in, it needs to start now. As that fastball misses down and leaving the count at 1-1. Creech has been pitching and hitting for himself and now entering his 5th inning of work, only giving up 1 run, and it wasn't even earned. It came on an error by third baseman Nolan Lawrence. That ball shot high to right field, falling quickly, and the right fielder will make the play running towards the line. Initially, it looked like it may drop foul, but stayed in fair territory, and almost looked like it could have been a hit for a second. But right fielder Jack Williard did a good job running it down along the line. And James Harris retired for the first time today. And that will bring up the 2-hole hitter number 4, Ryan Donaldson, as he'll look to start the Panthers offense this inning. You'd love to see them scratch across a few and make the late stages of this game a little easier, as he'll watch a fastball catch a big part of the plate and fall behind 0-1. So here comes the 0-1 pitch from Creech. And that'll miss away. And even the count at 1-1. It's been some patient at-bats out of the Panthers. Just some unfortunate timing and a lack of real hitting. They've been aided by 2 errors by NC State, but have only managed to scratch across 1 run. They've had a lot of runners on base and runners in scoring position and have been unable to convert. As that ball shot hard to left field and will fall in front of the left fielder, Burke Lancaster, for a line drive single from Ryan Donaldson. He does that a lot. Big line drive guy to the pull side. And he will get on base with 1 out to provide the Panthers with some offense. That has been the story of tonight, is timely hitting. The Panthers have had runners on first and second, second and third, and runners on third several times, and have left those runners right there. NC State, especially in that 3rd inning, saw a lot of clutch hitting, singles with runners in scoring position, and even with the bases loaded, cost the Panthers a lot of runs in the name of a 5 spot in the 5th inning. So we'll see if the Panthers can flip the script. They've got a runner on first. That ground ball shot up the middle, but off the leg of Alec Creech, and he'll have no play as Delario beats it out to first. And that was a stroke of luck there for the Panthers. That ball was hit up the middle, and it looked like it was going to be another double play. Creech tried to jump over the ball and let it roll to his shortstop, Michael Weaver, who could have easily stepped on second and thrown it over to first for the second consecutive inning-ending double play. Instead, it catches the heel of Alec Creech and bounces away towards third base for no play. So Nathan Neubauer will come up, 1 out, runners on first and second, and a big opportunity here. These are the moments we've been talking about. The situational hitting, the one big hit that the Panthers need, and this feels like the moment as Neubauer falls behind 0-1 to an early fastball. But this is the chance to really open up the floodgates for the Panthers, as here comes the 0-1 pitch. It'll miss down and away, and we'll go even at 1-1. That's been the story of a lot of this season for the Panthers. They tend to score in bunches, and it's just that one big hit that's usually missing from a lot of their losses. So here's the 1-1 pitch, and the fastball misses high, so we'll go to 2-1. And, man, the bat of Nathan Neubauer could definitely provide that one big hit. A double into the gap would be a big game changer here, a big momentum changer for the Panthers. And that fastball runs in, so he'll get ahead 3-1. And don't you love to see a guy like this swinging free with runners on base. So 1 out, 3-1 count, runners on first and second. Score stands at 7-1. And here comes the pitch from starting pitcher Alec Creech. And the low fastball finds the zone. Certainly seemed a little down and in, but we'll go to a full count for Nathan Neubauer as he looks to provide the missing piece in this Panthers offense. Creech looking to extend to his 5th inning of work. He's thrown a lot of pitches. And Neubauer calls time. Wants to reevaluate here at the plate. Creech wants the signs again. Maybe a different pitch. As here comes the payoff. 3-2 count. Runners on for High Point. Here it comes. And shot to second. And it's going to be a double play. No, thrown high over first base. And it looks like it's going to be an interference call. Well, that's unfortunate. It looked like it was going to be another clutch error for NC State. But Alex Delario went in standing to second. And here comes head coach Todd Murphy to argue. But this is the rule. You have to slide or get well out of the base path. And Delario is trying to make the argument that he tapered off, but you have to get well out of the way. And the easiest decision there is just to slide and go down and make sure you don't get in the throwing lane. It was going to be an easy double play for the Wolfpack. It was a flip from the second baseman, Asa Bullard, right to the shortstop, Michael Weaver, who came up firing for first and was going to beat first baseman Nathan Neubauer by a few steps. And the throw came in high and sailed all the way into the High Point dugout, which would have been big on the out of play. But it appears that throw only came in high because Alex Delario, the runner from first base, went in standing. And yeah, unfortunately, as much as it hurts, that is the right call. You got to slide down there and make sure you get out of the way of the play. So that'll end the inning for the Panthers. And they're still searching for that one big hit to ignite the offense as they'll come back out and play defense in the top of the 6th, still down 7-1. Well, we saw for the second time in the bottom of the fifth a twin killing, this time coming in the form of an interference call and an inning for the Panthers. It was certainly a close play as Alex Delario looked to run through the base. But when you're out, you got to slide and get out of the way of the play. And that was the call, is that Alex Delario interfered as he went to round through second and got in the way of the throw from Michael Weaver to first. So the Panthers have 2 straight innings ending with a double play and ruining the offensive opportunity, and now there looks to be a problem over at first. And it looks like first baseman Nathan Neubauer may have been ejected, potentially pleading his case to the infield umpire, and he's been ejected from this baseball game. And, well, now I'm not sure exactly what's going on. I'll be honest with you folks, it seemed like an ejection as head coach Todd Murphy was talking to the umpires, but Nathan Neubauer came limping into the dugout, and now it may have been a simple injury. So there's a conversation going on with the umpires. Could be about a potential ejection, or it could be about simple lineup changes as Neubauer was hurt, but he looked frustrated and, for lack of a better term, downtrodden as he conversed with head coach Todd Murphy. So we will try to work out exactly what is going on. Presumably, if it was an ejection, we'll see Nathan Neubauer exiting the dugout, and we'll see head coach Todd Murphy exiting the field, as an ejection of a player means the head coach has to go with him. So we'll work out exactly what's going on, as it does appear well, now I'm just not totally sure, folks. I don't want to tell you something I don't know. Todd Murphy returned to the dugout, so maybe potentially not an ejection, but whatever has happened, Nathan Neubauer is back in the dugout. Griff Strain has come in from right field to play first, and a replacement right fielder appears to be the form of Matt Healy, who has moved from second base to outfield, and now Drew Nagel is standing in at second base. So unsure of exactly what happened there. Nathan Neubauer was standing on first to start the inning. He has now exited into the dugout with potentially a limp, and we are getting word that it was an injury. It was interesting. He appeared to want to stay on the field, but was taken out, potentially a little bit against his will, as something must have gone wrong on that double play, as this ball shot high and deep to right, and that ball is going to go. Yeah. Well, that's Alec Creech, and I questioned at the start of the game why even at this level a pitcher would be hitting for himself, but he flexed the power on a double to the left center wall, and now a no-doubt home run to right field. That ball was hit hard and high and deep, and off the bat you could hear the NC State dugout. They knew that ball was gone, and it cleared the wall by a good margin. So an impressive shot there to the pull side for Alec Creech will open up the top of this sixth inning with a home run. So we've had a number of theatrics, and the Panthers are struggling here. We've now seen a first baseman exit with injury, and right-handed bullpen arm Griff Paulette has now surrendered a home run in the top of the sixth, and an impressive shot from NC State pitcher Alex Creech, as Paulette's first pitch to the four-hole hitter Nolan Lawrence will miss out, and he'll fall behind 1-0. So the score now stands at 8-1. And some lineup changes for the Panthers have shown us a new infield. We now have Drew Nagel coming into the game at second base, Griff Strain moving from right to first, and Matt Healy moving from his second base spot to right field. So a new defense. Not that much defense can be played when a ball gets put over the wall, as NC State strikes quickly here in the top of the sixth. So we've got 2 innings left to play, nobody out here in the top of the sixth. Count stands at 1-2 to Nolan Lawrence, the third baseman, power hitting cleanup spot for NC State, as one ball has already left the yard here in the top of the sixth. And that fastball misses down and away. So we'll go to 2-2 as Paulette looks to limit the damage here. Nobody on, but still nobody out, as NC State is ahead 8-1. Here's the 2-2. And that curveball looking for that away spot. It's been there a lot tonight, but no go on that pitch. And we'll go full. So Paulette Reddy's on the mound, looking pretty unfazed after that deep shot by Alec Creech. And he'll deliver the payoff pitch. That fastball in, gets a little bit of a check swing, but no go. And it'll be a walk to follow the home run, as Nolan Lawrence trots down to first the easy way. So that'll bring up the 5-hole hitter Jacob Annunziata, playing center field today. And the NC State defense and offense has impressed tonight. So it's 0-0 to Jacob Annunziata. Nobody out and a runner on first. He's going to shoot that ball to left center. And it's going to get down and not cut off by Ryan Donaldson. He had a beat on it, but it jumped past him to the wall off his glove. And the wave is on for Nolan Lawrence coming around third. And the cutoff bobbled by shortstop James Harris. So no throw to the plate. And we now have a 9-1 ball game as another double sent to left center off the bat of Jacob Annunziata. And things have just gone from bad to worse here, to put it bluntly. The Wolfpack have added another 2 runs. The score now stands at 9-1. And the Panthers saw a player exit warm-ups this inning with an injury. So not the night they were hoping for, as they gather around the mound once more, and no doubt probably a call to the bullpen coming, as Griff Paulette has now given up a home run, a walk, and a double to give NC State 2 more runs of offense. And he walks off the mound understandably frustrated. It's been a rough night. The defense has been questionable, 3 errors so far for the infield. And now a call to the bullpen in the form of Matt Monroe trotting in. And we'll get back to you after his warm-up, trying to limit the damage, as the score already stands at 9-1. Well, a call has been made to the bullpen in the form of relief arm number 99, Matt Monroe. And a new replacement behind the plate to start this inning. Mike Vodzak came in at catcher. And those two will make up the battery as High Point tries to strand that runner at second and limit what has really truly been a nightmare sequence here for the Panthers. They saw two offensive rallies end on double plays, and that was capitalized with a leadoff home run by pitcher Alec Creech. And the only way to describe that one was a no-doubter to right field. As that ball is shot to third, Luke O'Connor comes up with it, throws to first, and a great pick made by first baseman Griff Strain on the short hop. He let that hop eat him up a bit, but made a great play as it hopped into his chest, and he gloved it up for the first out. So that's a big play to get this inning back on track. And, I mean, that was the truth of it. NC State has capitalized up and down the lineup this game. Only 2 scoreless innings thrown by High Point pitchers through this first 6. And they still have a runner on second and only 1 out as the bottom of this lineup comes to hit in the form of number 21, Asa Bullard at second base. And NC State needed this win. High Point had the opportunity to play spoiler and potentially keep them out of the playoffs if they could have strung together some wins and handed NC State some conference losses. Unfortunately, this one looks to be well within the hands of NC State, as they are up 9-1 and still only 1 out here in the top of the 6th. So here's Matt Monroe, delivers, punched high and loopy to second base in a diving play made by the second baseman Drew Nagel. He's a little hyped up about it. It was falling quick, a jam shot off the hands of Asa Bullard. And Nagel came on hard and made a diving catch over there at second base to make sure that runner retreated back to second and to get the second out of the inning. So stranding that runner now seems much more possible and maybe give a little bit of a momentum swing back to the offense after this inning. Really looked like NC State might put this game away. And here's the 0-0 pitch, chopped up the middle, and Jimbo's going to field it on a slide and throw a short hopper over to first, which was fielded by Griff Strain well behind the runner. James Harris with a good sliding stop up the middle. And he spun and threw that one over to first, but too late to get the 8-hole hitter Aaron Smith. And we will see the 9-hole Jack Wingard, playing right field today, come up with an opportunity to drive in some runs for the Wolfpack. A good job keeping it in the infield, though, as it meant that the base runner from NC State on second had to hold up at third. And it'll now be runners at the corners with 2 outs. And the Wolfpack have collected another hit. The hit total now stands at 11-5 in favor of NC State. And we will see if Matt Monroe can work out at the end of this inning and maybe give his offense a little something to work with. They have a tall task. They need 8 runs in 2 at-bats. By no means impossible for this Panthers offense. They score in bunches and tend to be a big inning team. And they have just not yet found that offense so far. They have been knocking on the door. Tons of runners left on base and a couple of innings ending with double plays that could have been big offensive rallies. As the 1-0 pitch finds the zone, and we'll go even to 1-1 as Matt Monroe looks to retire the bottom of this NC State lineup and keep it from turning over, which would most certainly open the door to a much bigger inning, as NC State has already scratched across 2. So here's the 1-1, and that ball cut on and missed. So Wingard's down 1-2 as Monroe looks to deal a strikeout and get High Point out of this inning. It has not been their night tonight, as they've spent a lot of innings doing damage control and stranding almost an equal amount of NC State batters as that breaking ball misses just out and we'll go to 2-2. And we'll see if they can keep NC State off the scoreboard. Runners on the corners, 2-2 count. The 9-hole hitter, Jack Wingard at the plate. Score stands at 9-1. And relief arm Matt Monroe looking to keep it there. Here's the 2-2, and it got him. That fastball ran really far in and nailed Jack Wingard right on the hip. So Monroe loses a bit of control on that fastball, and that'll load up the bases for the top of the lineup. And most certainly not the result you were hoping for. Burke Lancaster coming back up with an opportunity to blow this game wide open and potentially bring an end to this one an inning early. If NC State puts up 2 more runs and plays some defense, this 7-inning game will turn into a 6. So here's the 0-0 pitch. 2 outs, bases loaded. And that fastball misses up and away. And there's nowhere to put Lancaster if Monroe struggles to find the strike zone. So he'll have to dial it back in and challenge one of the as here comes the 1-0. Big cut at a low and away changeup. And we'll go back to 1-1 as Lancaster was well ahead of that pitch. And Monroe had him fooled. So battling back in, he's at 1-1. And he needs to create something his defense can work with. A fly ball or a ground ball. As another big cut at a low changeup. And Lancaster certainly taking some big cuts. And you'd love to see Monroe take advantage. Maybe deal a breaking ball and get another one of those big cuts low and in. A drop third strike, not of much worry. As long as Vodzak can keep it in front of him, he just has to step on home plate with the bases loaded. So here's the 1-2, an opportunity to work out of the bases loaded jam, and it'll miss in. And we'll go to 2-2 again. The same count. Monroe had to Jack Wingard before he hit him with a pitch and loaded up these bases, as he looks to convert against Lancaster and get the final out of this top of the 6th. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. A high and away fastball gets the cut. And no more damage dealt by NC State. They lifted a huge home run and then a double. That would score another run, but that'll be the end of it. The score stands at 9-1. We'll go to the bottom of the 6th. So the Panthers will face a new arm out of the NC State bullpen in the form of number 26, Eddie Thompson, as they're looking to rally here late, and that is a tall order. Mike Vodzak will lead off this inning, hitting in the spot of Dominic Aquino after he took his place behind the plate. And we will see the 0-0 pitch from Thompson. And shot to first base, hard off the glove of the first baseman, and Vodzak's booking it down the line, and there's going to be no play. Thompson came over to cover from the mound, but that ball was hit hard the opposite way, and after it wasn't gloved clean, first baseman Aaron Smith had no play. And I'm going to call that a hit. I have no doubt that the dugout may report to me that they don't agree, but it was hard hit down the line and off the glove of first baseman Aaron Smith. So I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. I think that was an infield hit, as Votty booked it down the line and beat any throw to the pitcher. So here comes Matt Healy with a runner on first and nobody out. That ball is going to get behind the catcher, and Vodzak will shoot up to second. So an 8-run comeback is no easy feat, but if it were to happen, you can't imagine a better start than a leadoff single and a pass ball moving that runner into scoring position. So here comes Matt Healy. We saw some loud contact from him in his last at-bat, and he'll face a 1-0 pitch, most definitely hunting that fastball from the bullpen arm, and he takes a big cut at a low heater and fouls it off straight back into the catcher, Caden Irving. So he'll go to 1-1, and in the on-deck circle stands a celebrity at-bat in the form of senior manager Tyler Cohen. As that 1-1 pitch poked to the first baseman, and Matt Healy booking it up the line, but not going to beat him to the bag. So Vodzak will shoot up to third, and this will be an RBI opportunity for senior manager Tyler Cohen. And on a night that has not gone the Panthers' way, wouldn't this be quite a moment? We saw Tyler taking at bat in the senior day, second game of the doubleheader. And I kid you not, he lifted a double over the head of the left fielder. And no doubt he will be free swinging here. So here's Thompson, the 0-0 pitch. And Cohen will watch a fastball catch the outer half of the plate and fall behind 0-1. And on a night that has just not seen a lot of good for this High Point lineup, wouldn't this be a special moment if Cohen could drive in that run from third? Here's the 0-1, and he takes a hack. What will look to be a low and away changeup, and comes up with nothing. So we'll go to 0-2 and see if Cohen can do a job. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Run out, runner on third. And he takes a cut at a low and away fastball and comes up with nothing. So it'll be a strikeout. But a great thing to see Tyler get to take an at-bat. And a well-deserved opportunity after a lot of years of service to this team. And he gets some warm embraces in the dugout. And it's nice to see him get that opportunity as he leaves with many of the seniors in this lineup at the end of this season. So here's the 0-0 pitch to Griff Strain. He'll inherit the RBI opportunity with 2 outs and a runner on third, and he'll have a chance to drive in that run. It's a drop in the bucket of this High Point deficit, but as they say, it starts with 1. As he takes a big cut at a low and away changeup. That has been the spot for Eddie Thompson out of the pen. Jamming inside with the fastball and then going off speed low and away. And he's got Strain to 1-1, no doubt, hunting that inside fastball. Here comes the 1-1, and he takes a big cut at another pitch low and away. And he'll go to 1-2. And chances dwindling of scoring that leadoff runner as Strain calls time and backs out of the box. We'll do the 1-2 pitch again. As here comes Thompson. And a big cut on another changeup. And he'll record another strikeout to end this inning. So the score stands at 9-1, and we will go to the 7th and the last inning of the 2025 High Point Panthers Club baseball season coming up next. Well, NC State will come to bat in the top of the 7th. They are currently holding on to a 9-1 lead, and will be led off by their 2-hole hitter, Michael Weaver. He's playing shortstop today and has had some interesting moments in this game. He struck out on a batter's interference call for leaning into a curveball. He then turned a double play on the Panthers by garnering a runner's interference call when he tried to turn a double play, and Alex Delario, the runner from first, went in standing and did not slide out of the way of the play, and the runner going to first, Nathan Neubauer, was ruled out on the interference from Delario. So he's had an interesting night, and he'll get one last at-bat here in the top of the 7th. Monroe deals the 0-0, and it's popped high to center field. Backing up is new second baseman Josh Zulte, as he has come in, and Drew Nagel has moved over to third base. So the substitution was for third baseman Luke O'Connor, who is now out of the game. And Josh Zulte stands at second, Drew Nagel at third, as Alec Creech comes to the plate again. It's hard to forget his last at-bat. He stayed in as the DH, even though he was the starting pitcher of this game. And in his last at-bat, he crushed a ball to right field, no doubter off the bat. And he certainly took his time watching it go as it left the ballpark to right and was over the wall by a considerable amount as he led off the top of last inning with a home run. So Monroe looking for a different outcome as he's ahead 0-1 here and gets a big cut at the low and away change, and will get ahead 0-2. So a good inning brewing here for Matt Monroe in relief, as he comes in and has yet to give up a run of his own. Worked out of a little bit of a jam with the bases loaded and 2 outs last inning. He took the ball from Griff Paulette, who got hit around a little bit by this NC State lineup. The difference maker was still that third inning, in which NC State put up 5, and that ball fouled straight back, and we'll do the 1-2 again. That 5th inning included a couple of errors by High Point's defense and some timely hitting. And those 5 runs are the real difference maker. If you could erase that 3rd inning, the score would be a much more manageable 4-1. Instead, the total stands at 9 for the Wolfpack. So that ball misses down and in, and Monroe will go 2-2 as he looks to retire the second batter of this inning and get through this top of the 7th. So here comes the 2-2 pitch, and swung on and missed, but bouncing away from the catcher Mike Vodzak, and he's not going to be able to get there. He dropped and blocked it well, but it took a skip off of his shin guard and dribbled up the first base line. And credit to Alec Creech. He saw it immediately and broke hard out of the batter's box. And by the time Mike Vodzak could get to that ball, there was no play over at first. So Monroe will get a strikeout, but a passed ball will allow that runner to get on to first base as the result of a drop third strike. And yet another technical error for this High Point defense. So Nolan Lawrence will come up to bat here and watch a first pitch low fastball catch the zone and get behind 0-1. He stands in the cleanup hitter, has a couple of RBIs today, and has been a big hitter. He was part of the double train as Alec Creech and him both doubled into the left center gap in the top of the 4th. That was the one run put up by the Wolfpack in the 4th inning. Came on back-to-back doubles. And Alec Creech, for a guy who threw as well as he did, can certainly swing the bat. And an impressive talent in that Wolfpack lineup. He has a double and a home run and 5 solid innings pitched with no earned runs. So that ball misses low and away. The 0-2 doesn't get the chase. And with a runner on first and only 1 down, Monroe will work on the cleanup hitter of NC State. So not the night the Panthers were hoping for. as this 7th inning presents an 8-run deficit. The 1-2 pitch cut on and missed. That'll be a strikeout for Monroe, technically his second of the inning, as now with 2 outs, a runner stands on first. And Monroe readies to face Jacob Annunziata, the center fielder for the Wolfpack. He hit a big double his last time up, and would no doubt would love to repeat that performance and bring in another run. Monroe looks to end this 7th inning and draw this game to its conclusion, as High Point will come up to bat for the last time in this bottom of the 7th. So Monroe behind 1-0 early. That runner at first not making any moves. And that ball shot foul over the third base dugout. And we'll go to 1-1. Annunziata pretty late on that fastball, crowded him up and in. And he didn't get to it. So Monroe, who, barring hitting a pitcher to load up the bases when he first came in the top of the 6th, has had pretty lights-out stuff. The only base runner he's given up other than that hit by pitch was a drop third strike. As that ball shot high to left field, Ryan Donaldson comes on, settles under it, and makes the catch. So that'll do it for the Wolfpack in the 7th. And we are 3 outs away from the end of the game, and we'll see if the Panthers have any late game fireworks here in the bottom of the 7th. Well, the Panthers will come to bat here in the bottom of the 7th, and it has just not been their night tonight. They scored 1 run on an error in the 3rd inning, but 9 from NC State makes that number pretty insignificant. As Captain Quinn DeWitt will lead off this inning in what may very well be his last at-bat in a Panthers uniform. And I'm sure a bit of a bittersweet moment for him here, as this deficit presents a very tall task to climb out of, and he looks to deliver in what could be his final at-bat. He's ahead 1-0, and a second pitch will miss down, and he'll go ahead 2-0. As DeWitt looking to be a leadoff runner here in the bottom of the 7th. As he gets ahead 3-0, and no doubt a probable auto take coming. As large as that 8-run deficit looms, crazier things have happened. And I'm sure the Panthers lineup will make them pry those last 3 outs out of their hands. As DeWitt hustles a ground ball to first base, but will be tagged out on a agile play from first baseman Aaron Smith. DeWitt swung 3-0. and chopped a ground ball to first and tried to beat the first baseman Smith over to the bag, and unfortunately was beat by a step. So that will bring up fellow senior James Harris, playing short today, as he looks to be the first runner aboard in the bottom of this seventh, and another player potentially taking his very last at-bat for High Point Club Baseball. So here's the 0-0, as he'll watch an off-speed down and in and get ahead. So Eddie Thompson, the relief arm for NC State, readies with the 1-0 and misses low again, falls behind 2-0. So we'll see if Harris can take advantage and maybe punish a get-me-over fastball if he sees something good to hit here. The 2-0 pitch from Thompson is a fastball over the heart of the plate, and he will climb back in 2-1 as Harris looks to be a leadoff here in the bottom of the seventh. Score stands again at 9-1, and an Everest between High Point and a potential win on their last game of the 2025 season. It has been a rough one for these Panthers, as they may drop this final series to NC State. And that one misses down and in, so a full count coming for Harris now as he took a hack at the low and away off speed. Thompson's drawn a lot of swings and misses on that pitch, and I wouldn't be surprised, even with the count full, to see him go back to that low and away changeup and try and draw the swing from Harris. And he will go with a low off speed and get the swing and a miss. So a strikeout for Harris and some visible frustration. This game has not gone the way a lot of these upperclassmen had hoped it would tonight, as Ryan Donaldson stands in, presenting the only barrier between NC State and the end of this game. The two-hole hitter singled to left in his last at-bat, and I'm sure would love to repeat that, as the first pitch misses way out, and he'll climb ahead 1-0. And here comes Thompson's 1-0 pitch. A fastball finds the inside corner, and Donaldson will be 1-1. No doubt hunting that fastball. Thompson has been shut down out of the pen, showcasing a really great off-speed pitch that's garnered a lot of swings. As Thompson shoots that ball to short, Weaver comes up with it, tosses over to first, and that will be the end of the game. The final line score, NC State 2 errors, 11 hits, 9 runs scored. Your High Point Panthers 4 errors, 6 hits, and only 1 run scored, as the Panthers fall to the Wolfpack 9-1. I'd like to take a special moment, to extend gratitude to all of these seniors in this lineup today. They gave a lot to this team, moving it up from their freshman years in Division II to now a Division I program in club athletics, and they've given a lot to the team over the years. And I hope they know that. A special debt of gratitude also to the parents watching. We appreciate your support of High Point Club Baseball, and I'm extremely grateful for the opportunity to get to call these games and to cap off this 2025 season. I hope we'll see you all again in the fall as you send your boys back to us for another season in 2026. And that is it from Williard Stadium. The final score 9-1 as High Point loses the last game of their 2025 season. Thank you all for joining us.